Okay, so today we're going to dive into something pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Like how, like a really small change in your daily routine
Mm-hmm.
can totally change how you see the world and how happy you are.
Oh, totally. And I think this is going to be super interesting for our listeners because we're going to be looking at Val Dancer's story.
Yeah, and Val's journey is
Yeah,
so powerful, right?
absolutely.
Like she goes from being super unhappy to finding like a whole new purpose in life.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started with just this one tiny little habit.
And consistently doing it too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So if you're the kind of person who likes to get to the point
Right.
fast, but still get the whole picture,
Mm-hmm.
you're in the right place.
Absolutely.
We've boiled down Val's story to the most important stuff so you get the real meat of it. So
Yeah.
imagine this. So Val's living in Charlotte, North Carolina,
Okay.
about 7 years ago. And she hits this really, really low point.
Mm-hmm.
She's just drowning in negative thoughts, especially about her relationships and money problems.
Mm-hmm.
She feels totally trapped.
Yeah.
She just wants the pain to go away, anything to make it stop.
Yeah, and so many people out there can relate to that.
Oh, I know, right?
Like that feeling of being stuck in your own head and feeling like your circumstances are just
Yeah,
closing in on you and there's no way out.
exactly. And then comes this totally unexpected turning point.
Okay.
She stumbles on this YouTube video. It's nothing fancy or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but this woman in the video, she seems like she has it all together,
Right, on the surface.
but she's admitting to feeling really empty inside. And get this, what she says turned her life around was a morning gratitude practice.
Okay.
Literally just taking a few minutes every morning to think of 3 to 5 things she was grateful for.
Wow. So simple.
I know, right? But Val was totally skeptical at first.
Yeah, I mean, it's natural when you're struggling with serious issues. The idea that something that simple could actually help it can almost feel like someone's dismissing how much pain you're in,
Totally. But here's where it gets interesting, despite not believing it,
Yeah.
this idea just kept popping into her head.
Uh,
And maybe you felt this too, this fear of missing out on something important.
mm-hmm.
Maybe this was a sign she shouldn't ignore.
Right.
So she figured, hey, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
She decided to give it a shot for just 1 week.
That's a good approach. I think a lot of people get caught up in
Totally.
thinking they have to commit for months or years or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
When really just trying something out for a short period can make it seem way less scary.
It's just like dipping your toe in the water.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
So, okay, experiment time. Val, being mindful of her budget, heads to the dollar store,
Yeah.
the Five Below.
Oh, yeah.
And she picks out this little pink furry journal.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
And pink was her favorite color.
Yeah.
So I think that says something. You know?
I think it does.
And she wasn't approaching this with a super deep understanding of gratitude or whatever.
Mm.
She just called it her mindset journal.
Oh, so it was more like an intuitive thing?
Totally. It wasn't about following strict rules or anything.
Yeah.
It was just her trying something out
Mm-hmm.
that kind of spoke to her.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So she has her journal and she's all in.
Yeah.
She even slept with it in a pen right next to her bed.
Wow, she was serious.
But then she wakes up that first morning and tries to think of things she's grateful for. And it was harder than she expected,
Yeah.
Her mind was just filled with all these negative thoughts.
Yeah, that's a really important point.
Oh, for sure.
When you're stuck in that negative thinking pattern,
Mm-hmm.
even noticing good things can be
Yeah.
a huge effort.
Totally. It's you have to
You have to really work at it.
force yourself to see the good stuff.
Yeah. It doesn't just happen automatically.
Exactly. But she kept at it. Her first entries were about the most basic things you can imagine.
Really?
Seeing sunlight through the blinds,
Okay.
having food in the fridge,
Yeah.
being able to breathe, things we totally take for granted every
Yeah.
single day.
We do, right? It's we don't even think about those things.
Yeah, they're just there.
But when you actually stop and think about it,
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing.
And it's funny because in those first few days, she didn't notice a big change.
Mm-hmm.
But then around day 4 or 5, she started to feel a little bit better, a tiny little lift.
Mm.
And her reaction, you know what it was?
What?
She didn't believe it.
She didn't.
She was like, no way is this really happening. How could something this simple
Yeah.
actually make a difference?
It's funny how our brains work, right?
Right.
We're so conditioned to believe that big changes
It's
require
big effort.
Massive action.
or like some crazy external event.
Exactly. But the power of doing small things consistently.
Totally.
It's so often overlooked, you know?
And we always want those like
Complicated solutions.
complex solutions.
When sometimes the answer is right there in front of us in the little things.
Totally.
Yeah.
So anyway, she decides to keep going.
Okay.
She puts off what she was planning to do, and she's like, okay, I'm going to do this gratitude thing for another week.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of that second week, there was like no denying it.
Oly.
She felt so much better. And here's the key.
What's that?
She started actually looking for things to be grateful for throughout the day.
Oh, wow.
Like almost as fuel for her journaling the next morning.
So she was actively looking for the good.
Totally.
I love that.
And that's when that positive feedback loop starts to kick in. You know?
Absolutely. Like the more you look for the good, the more you find it.
And the more you find it.
And then the better you feel.
And then the more you want to keep doing it. It's like this amazing cycle.
Arduous cycle, yeah.
Exactly. And it became like a routine for her.
Okay.
Like she made it a morning appointment with her gratitude journal.
Right.
And she would wait until the next morning to actually write down the good things that happened the day before.
So she was building anticipation.
Yeah, like a little bit of excitement for it.
And I think that also keeps you mindful throughout the day, right? Yeah. Like knowing you're going to be reflecting on those good things later might encourage you to be more present in those moments when they're actually happening.
You're like more tuned in to the good stuff.
Absolutely.
And so the long-term impact, get this.
Okay.
After just 1 month of this simple little practice, Val felt like a totally different person.
Wow.
She actually wanted to live again.
That's incredible.
And this is so important to understand.
Yeah.
This transformation happened without any changes to her job, her money, her relationships where she lived.
It was all internal.
The only thing that changed was this gratitude practice.
That's really powerful.
It really is. It shows you how much power we have to change things from within. Like our external circumstances, those can feel so overwhelming and out of our control sometimes.
Right.
But when we focus on shifting our inner world, like our thoughts and where we put our attention, it can have this huge ripple effect on how we experience those external things.
It's like changing the lens through which you see the world.
Totally.
Yeah.
So naturally, Val started wondering why this was working. You know?
Yeah.
She'd been going to church her whole life. She had a good education. Why was this seemingly insignificant thing the key to such a huge change?
Right, and I think it shows that even though intellectual understanding and spiritual faith are super valuable, they don't always directly translate into feeling good consistently.
Right.
Sometimes it's those simple things we actually do every day that make the biggest difference in how we think and feel.
Like putting those beliefs into action.
Exactly.
So this curiosity led Val to discover this concept she calls neuroencoding.
Neuroencoding.
Yeah, it's basically like mind reprogramming based on brain science.
Oh, interesting.
And she actually went on to become like a certified expert in this stuff.
Wow.
For her, this framework explained why gratitude was so effective.
I bet that was really empowering for her.
Totally.
To like understand the science behind it.
Yeah, it's not just like a feel-good thing. You know, it's
yeah,
like you're actually changing the physical structure of your brain.
Like you're actively shaping your neural pathways.
It's like your brain is a computer and your experiences and your thoughts are constantly programming it.
And neuroencoding is like taking control of that programming and making sure it's positive.
Exactly. And now Val uses this knowledge to help others, especially women who are feeling burned out and overwhelmed.
Oh, that's great.
She helps them reprogram their minds using this combo of gratitude and neuroscience.
Powerful combination.
And her mission comes straight from her own experience. You know, she wants to help people before they get to that level of despair that she felt.
That's so inspiring. She took her own struggles and turned them into a way to help others.
Exactly. And she has this awesome motto she lives by.
What is it?
When you're high, you can fly.
I love that.
It's all about how much potential we have when we feel good and how important it is to like really embrace our destiny.
And loving your destiny, that's about accepting where you are right now, even with the challenges and the imperfections.
Yeah.
But also knowing that you have the power to create your future.
It's about finding that power within your current reality.
Exactly.
So for everyone listening to this, the big takeaway from Val's story is this. You have the power to change your life in huge ways.
Yes.
And it can start with something as simple and consistent as practicing gratitude every day.
And her story's proof.
It really is. It makes you think about all those little things in your own life Those everyday blessings that we often overlook.
The things we take for granted.
What kind of change could you create if you made a point of noticing those things every day?
Yeah, what are those little moments or things that you normally wouldn't even think twice about?
It's a good question to ask yourself.
It is, and for me, Val's story is like a powerful reminder that sometimes the most profound solutions are also the simplest ones. We tend to overcomplicate things when we're looking for answers.
I do.
But just consistently focusing on the good things in our lives can make a huge difference in how we see the world and how we feel.
Totally. So here's a final thought for you to chew on.
Okay.
If consistently focusing on the good things you already have can completely change your perspective and even your desire to live, what other small changes might you be missing out on?
Yeah.
What amazing possibilities and a deeper appreciation for your own unique story might be waiting for you if you just embrace those small changes and make them a part of your everyday life.
It's definitely something to think about.
It really is something to think about long after this deep dive is over.
Absolutely.
Thanks for